everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink. I was doing a little bit of thinking about the max hydration method, and I think it's pretty well established in the natural hair community that that thing is damaging. Well, I hope that that is established. But I was thinking about where there are some good things that did come out of my foray with the maximum hydration method. So let's get into that in today's video. I do want to throw this out here for the new people because you get new subscribers every day. People who come and they don't know you, or they only watch a couple of videos here and there. So this is a major canon event on my natural hair journey that I, for probably a little over 2 years or something like that, followed something called the maximum hydration method. I came out on the other side of the max hydration method with very damaged hair, okay? Extremely damaged hair. And that eventually led to me completely overhauling and changing my regimen, and I have not experienced that level of damage since. So let me give you a brief breakdown of my timeline with max hydration method, okay? So I started doing the method, I believe, in 2014. I had come to a point where I had been natural about 2 years or so, and I had noticed that my hair was dry. I think a lot of people get to this point with their like newly natural hair. They're like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so dry. So I don't think I was necessarily looking for solutions, but I came across the max hydration method. And this was when it was kind of gaining momentum and it was becoming popular on the internet streets. And so I was like, this is the solution. It basically was saying that dryness is a porosity issue. And so if you treat your hair according to its porosity, then you can get more moisture and get it like maximum hydration in your hair, and your hair's health will improve, so on and so forth. So it just happened to be like perfect timing for me. So I adopted the method and started using it for about 2 years. And then in 2016, I looked up and my hair was really damaged. And someone would wonder, well, how could you do something so long that was damaging for your hair? But what happened was my hair actually improved. My hair actually got better before it then deteriorated into what it was, and I had to cut the damage. So let me tell you about the damage. I actually took notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. So my ends were really like rough and frizzy. So if I did like a twist out or a set of twists, the ends would look really like jagged, and then like noticeably running my fingers down a twist, that I could feel a textural difference between the ends of the hair and the roots of the hair. My hair was really limp, like just hanging really heavy. Like I couldn't really get it to cooperate very much. And then it was really frizzy. So I did have a period in there where my wash and goes were very defined, like more defined than I had previously had. Now today's wash and go is way more defined than any of those they were back then. But like the level of definition I had began to decrease, and my hair was just like descending into frizz and just not looking good in general. So I almost got to a point where I didn't really want to come up on my channel. And this is before I unlisted a lot of videos. I didn't want to show up on my channel because I didn't want people to see me with my hair looking like that. Like that's how bad it got. It was very noticeable. So by the time you have super noticeable damage, your hair is pretty far gone at that point. So I know some of you guys watching this may not know what the maximum hydration method is. Let me break that down for you. So the whole thing kicks off with this Cherry Lola treatment. It's kind of like a starter thing. You don't necessarily do it throughout the entire process. It's called Cherry Lola because it was named after a blogger named Cherry Lola, and she had this treatment on her blog. This is in the mix it up DIY mixture type days. Today I would not mix up something and put food on my hair. Like I'm really not that girl anymore, but I was back then. So let me give you a list of some of the stuff that would be in the Cherry Lola treatment, because over time there were certain variations. So we got Greek yogurt, baking soda, apple cider vinegar, coconut or soy aminos, depending on which one you could find easily, honey, molasses, banana, and there are some of these things would not be in it, some of these things would be in it. I don't remember exactly what the exact recipe was that I used, but I do remember the mixture smelling like you could eat it. Like smelling actually pretty like edible, like good. Okay, so Cherry Lola, something that you do to kickstart everything. The next thing in the phase is you would go into this clarifying phase, and this could be done with diluted baking soda or diluted apple cider vinegar, and then you would co-wash. Okay, so you would then move on to the step where you may have some conditioner, not using a product called co-wash. Those weren't really like popular like they are now and easily accessible. So you would do that, and then you would do a clay wash, and this was supposed to be like, it's supposed to help with curl definition and all this kind of stuff. I can't remember exactly why you do a clay wash afterwards, but that's what you were supposed to do. And then you ended everything up by styling your hair. And they did recommend, I think Kiki Curly combo was a very popular styler that was recommended on this regimen. There were a couple of gels, but they were pretty strict about the types of gels that would be best, that would work the best. And a lot of the ones that they had on there, I tried and I didn't like. Kiki Curly was the only one that worked for me. So here are the good things about the maximum hydration method that actually worked for me in the time that my hair actually did somewhat thrive. I hate to even use the word thrive given like where it ended up, but when my hair thrived on this method. So first thing first, if your desire is to wear a wash and go, the definition of my wash and go increased. My hair was way more defined and was easier to define in a wash and go. I was prompted to wash my hair more frequently. So prior to that, I would probably wash my hair. I think I washed my hair like every 2 weeks or something like that. So it wasn't too long that I would go without washing my hair. But maximum hydration method, you definitely was like, you need to wash your hair every week. Shoot, if you can wash it every 3 days, go ahead and do it. So washing my hair more frequently definitely did improve the hydration levels of my hair. It did make my hair, if you wash your hair more frequently, it's easier to detangle and stuff like that. And that was another thing that I noticed. Hair was easier to manage, easier to detangle. Wash day was just in general easier to do when it came to the actual wash day process, because yes, the max hydration method is a long process, but knowing me, I developed processes and hacks to make it like not as big of a deal. And like mentally for me, it made me aware that a wash and go was actually possible for my hair. So before I was like, okay, if I want a cute little fro look really quick, then this is what I will do. I never thought that it could be like an actual like defined curl or a black girl wave. I never thought that that was possible, but the maximum hydration method showed me that I could actually achieve that look on my hair if I wanted to do that. Going through the damage of the maximum hydration method really put me on the path of simplifying my regimen and taking things out to see what I could still get results with. And that kind of developed the type of regimen that I have now. And honestly, if it wasn't for the maximum hydration method, I would not be where I am right now, and you guys would not have gotten any of this content that you've gotten since 2016, since I cut the damage off. I will also add that the max hydration method also encouraged me to use products that were more like water soluble and that kind of stuff. So like I was using things that were really heavy prior to using the max hydration method, but max hydration method was like heavy on like conditioners like Tresemme, things that really didn't have a lot of heavy ingredients. So of course, like I said, Kinky Curly and things like that. So I started using those water soluble stuff. So I was using products that are better. However, there were a lot of use of non-product things like apple cider vinegar and baking soda and the clay rinse and food and all these things. And so the use of all that stuff without any like true proper cleansing step eventually damaged my hair. And now that a lot of this stuff has come out around people who are followers of Black Girl Curls, and people are talking about that in terms of cuticle damage, I look back at the max hydration method stuff and I think it probably was likely cuticle damage done by using really harsh stuff like apple cider vinegar and baking soda and then not cleaning the hair. So that was the limp and like lifeless part, and then probably the increased frizz part as well. So you're removing the buildup only to put it back on the hair, and then you're blasting the cuticle layer with these harsh treatments. And so yeah, eventually over time that good stuff is overshadowed by those bad and harsh things.